The Ghana International Trade Commission has ruled in favor of Aluworks after the company petitioned the commission over the importation of aluminium coils from China. The commission upheld Aluworks' argument that it amounted to unfair trade practices. While presenting the ruling, Vice Chairman of the Commission, Professor Paul Kuruk, said the products imported from China have been causing material injury to the Ghanaian industry. This, he said, precipitated the ruling.
Considering the facts available to it, the Commission made a preliminary determination that the subject product originating in China is being dumped onto the Ghana market, causing material injury and a threat of material injury to the Ghanaian industry. Subsequently, based on the details as contained in the Commission's preliminary report, responses to the questionnaires, a hearing conducted on January 9, 2020, and other information on file, the Commission made a final determination that the subject product originating in or imported from China was being dumped onto the Ghanaian domestic market, causing material injury and a threat of material injury to the Ghanaian industry. The Commission calculated a weighted average dumping margin of 35.77% for the subject product. Material injury to the domestic industry, domestic injury was found to be in the form of declines experienced by Aluworks with respect to its sales volumes, market share, return on investment, productivity, incoming cash flow, growth, and utilization of production capacity. In finding that there is a causal link between the dumped product and material injury, the Commission took account of evidence including the increases in the volumes of the dumped product, absolute or relative to domestic production or consumption, the increased market share of the dumped products, and the magnitude of the margin of dumping.
Well, the Executive Secretary of the Commission, Frank Ejikum, tells Joy Business the ruling seeks to provide a level playing field for investors who seek to enter the Ghanaian industrial sector.
Very important landmark in the industrial development of this country, in fact of all developing countries. We all know that the bane of our development is that most times it's been said, and it's a truism, that industries in countries like ours are unable to thrive. And you set up an industry, and as it's growing, very soon they break down. When they break down, it means that people lose employment, profits are lost, and the government is not able to get the taxes for development as it needs, and so development is retarded. But under WTO regulations, there is a caveat for countries, all countries in the world, to set up such commissions as ours to deal with unfair trade practices, because many a time, the reason why our industries fail is due to unfair trade practices, where products are dumped on our markets. And so they make our markets, our products, uncompetitive. WTO has realized that these are some of the things that go against us. And in dumping here, we talk about, it's a very technical thing we look at, because dumping in this sense means that the product has been imported into Ghana from some country, is being sold at a cheaper rate in Ghana than even in their own countries. So you see that it's a specific and well-purposed thing that is done to break industries in our parts of the world. That's why we are not able to compete on an.
We're joined by the Managing Director of Aluworks Ghana Limited, Kwesi Oku, with more. Thank you very much for making time to speak with us. Now, this must come as a really significant victory to you, but how does your company, or how is your company interpreting all of this?
Well, we've been waiting for this for the last 10 to 11 years.
I can imagine.
As you can imagine, it is really significant for us. The GITC came into being in 2018, and we had to apply again, having applied to the Tariff Advisory Board years before. We applied again, and now in 2020, at long last, we've got a ruling. This ruling is really great because what it has done is to show that the goods that have come from China have been so lowly priced that they've been hurting us very badly. In fact, our market share has gone down tremendously, and we are now only at about 10 to 12% of our market share when we used to be the monopoly here. So we are not afraid of competition. We just want it to be fair, and this is for us a fair ruling. We want a level playing field, and then we can show you and everybody else that the quality of product from Aluworks will win the day anytime. So for us, it is really significant.
Now, Mr. Oko, you indicate the fact that the prices of the goods that are imported into Ghana are so lowly priced. When you talk about dumping, and I want us to take a minute to explain what dumping is. When you talk about dumping, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's actually the cost. So they may be pricing it so low here, but does not necessarily mean that that's actually the cost of production. Often, the governments from the countries where these products are coming from, make it possible for them to price it so low just so they can move it into your market and eventually destroy your market and take over. Please explain.
That's exactly what we want to do, to enter our market and destroy the market. And it is really not about cost, it's about prices, because the WTO ruling, the interpretation is that if you want to sell something in somebody else's country, you cannot sell it well below what it would cost in your own country. Considering that you're moving the goods from your country to that person's country, there should be no way that it should be selling lower in that country than in your own country. So once it has come here and is well below the prices in China, then it means they're dumping here. That's really the interpretation. So and that's what they've been doing to us. So they're selling well below our local prices here, so that the market will go for the cheap goods instead of the properly priced materials in the receiving country.
All right. So you have the ruling now, but how soon can we see it being implemented? So what, and if it will mean...
That is my question as well, because having got the ruling is one thing.
Yes.
Seeing it on the market is another thing. The ruling by GITC now goes to GRA. GRA have their own procedures to get it to the ports of entry to be actually implemented. I don't know how long that will take, but I hope it's to be done yesterday because we need it badly. So I can't give you the answer. You'll have to ask GRA how long it will take for them to actually start using the new ruling.
All right, so now let's look at your company and the bottom line. Certainly this will affect your bottom line. I'm expecting that you can sell more. And what other ways are you seeing this impacting on the business?
Well, like you say, the first one, of course, is our volumes will go up tremendously, because what this will do is to impose additional duty on the imports. And I can see a lot of savvy businessmen deciding that it no longer makes sense to import. They were importing because of that rebate that was being given by China. Once that's been removed, it makes sense for them to buy locally. And mind you, our quality is much better than the Chinese quality. So it was the price that was pulling them away. Now that has been reversed, we will get a huge, well, sooner or later, when they've run out of their stocks that they've already imported, they will come back to us for the tonnage that they need. We're now doing something like 4,000 tons per annum, having come down from something like 12,000 tons per annum when we're not trying. So this is really terrible. And this ruling will mean we'll go back to the 10s and 12,000 per annum very soon. However, it's not going to be a smooth journey. When you have a car and you don't maintain it very well for various reasons, you don't immediately start trying to go 100 mph. It will crash on you. So we are going to have to go through slowly and catch up back to our 12,000 and 14,000. So that's the strategy we are working on now, to put the plans in place to come back to where we ought to be.
All right, but have you also addressed your mind to the fact that now that we're going to have probably some more tariffs imposed on the Chinese or the products that are coming in from China, it's going to raise or increase the price, but then it also opens an avenue for other competitors who initially, because of the Chinese, were not coming in, to now want to come in and compete with you?
That is a very valid point, because this ruling is against dumping by China. WTO deals country to country. So some other country may try to take advantage of the vacuum that has been created. However, because there are rulings in WTO that prohibits jumping on the bandwagon like that, once we complain, the process will be much, much faster than before, and every country that tries it will fall into the difficulties with WTO because they're doing it with their eyes open.
All right, thank you very much for making time to speak with us, and I hope that
very much.
you will quickly get whatever legal backing you need so that this can be implemented.
Yes,
so that the company...
yes, we're looking forward to that as well. This company is a very strong company, and this is what is going to bring us back to where we used to be and where we want to be. So watch out for us.
Certainly, Godspeed to you. That's Kwesi Oku. He is the Managing Director of Aluworks Ghana Limited.